Pawan, today we will discuss Walter Benjamin's important essay. Okay. I have completed yesterday Harry Potter. Okay. One of the important popular fictions written by a British author. And how Harry Potter has become the parameter of valuation of a particular culture and civilization. That was what I discussed yesterday. Today, we will discuss Walter Benjamin's writing. Okay, so every time um, I am taking one important essay from uh, one unit. Okay, there are totally 3 to 4 units. Huh? So out of a unit, I have completed Bombay and Tamanna in one unit, and Harry Potter in another unit, and now we are going to study Walter Benjamin's very important essay, and he is one of the important modernist thinkers. Okay, we will see what he would like to say. The name of the essay, which is prescribed for this fourth semester MA course, is The Work of Art in the Age of Its Technological Reproducibility. Okay, this is the essay. And before going to the essay directly, let me call your attention towards the life and achievement of Walter Benjamin. He is one of the sharpest thinkers, lived for a very short period on the earth. He lived between 1892 to 1940. Totally not more than 48 years. Within 48 years, he produced some important writings and faced a lot of problems, and finally he got himself suicided. Okay, so let me say something about his life. That Walter Benjamin was basically from Berlin. He was born in Berlin, Germany. He was born in 1892. He belongs to Jew community. You know very well that during the Second World War, during the period of the Mussolini and Hitler, the life condition of the Jews, Yahudis, was very, very bad. So, Benjamin, as a boy, first took his education in a private institution, one of the boarding schools. Later on, he went to Perlberg for his higher education, and he completed his PhD from Freiburg on in 1919 that he submitted his thesis on one of the important concepts. The concept that he took for his PhD was the concept of criticism in German Romanticism. This is the topic for his PhD Mahaprabandha. In 1925, even after PhD, he produced one more thesis. The name of the thesis is The Origins of German Tragic Drama. As we have British tragedies by William Shakespeare and some of the university wits, as we have some of the important tragedies by American fiction writers. Similarly, this man, Walter Benjamin, he completed his second thesis on the concept of German tragedy. So, through this we can come to the conclusion that Walter Benjamin was a Yahudi writer, a Jew writer, was basically a student of literature. But very interesting thing is, afterwards he was not he was not identified with creative writing, but rather his leanings towards criticism, critical theory, critical approach, Marxian theory, and etc. They established Walter Benjamin as one of the important writers from Germany. Very unfortunate thing is, when he was alive, he was not popular. He was not studied seriously. his writings were not noticed properly. Then he felt disgusted. He couldn't get job for certain period. Then he started writing about criticism. He took criticism seriously. But there came another very critical stage in his life, that when the Nazi government took control over Germany, uh, this writer Benjamin Walter lost his roots. He became reckless. He has to change country to country, from country to country. He has to move from country to country because the target of the dictator Hitler was Jews, Yahudis. He was killing Yahudis, so he left his country, Germany, during the rule of the Nazis, and he went to France. Even in France, he couldn't feel his life what you say guaranteed. So he left France and went to Spain, and certain period he spent in Spain. His next plan was to shift his location from Spain to America. He wanted to go to America because even in Spain he was suspecting an attack on him at any time from Nazi military. So, but unfortunate thing is he couldn't reach America. He couldn't go to America. On the way to America, he was thinking that he will be caught by Nazis and he will be killed. So instead of getting arrested by Nazi government military, he felt that it is better to kill himself. So he got suicided. But his contribution, Walter Benjamin's contribution to the field of linguistics, allegory, historiography, even film technology, philosophy, Marxism, and travel literature, biography is very interesting. So he is remembered today for his wonderful writings, and he is the earliest writers, cultural thinkers, culture thinkers, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಚಿಂತಕರು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವನ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ತುಂಬ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿದೆ. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ Walter Benjamin are The Origins of German Tragic Drama, which was published in 1928, and second one, The Concept of Criticism in the German Romanticism, for which he got a PhD. The Task of Translation, it's very important writing. Even today, books are not available on the theory of translation. We get either translated books, translated literature, but we have very less literature about the process of translation. So it was published in 1923. Then the work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction is also one of the major writings of Benjamin Franklin, on some motifs in Baudelaire's writings, and the author as a producer. These are most important essays, dissertations, researches, which were made by Benjamin Walter. So he is identified as one of the earliest Marxian writer. He was highly influenced by Bertolt Brecht, another important playwright of the same country, Germany, and especially two important writers, Bertolt Brecht and another writer, George Lacan, who was a modernist linguist, a man of the field of the linguistics. These two writers influenced the writings of Walter Benjamin. So what he is trying to say in this essay, that is the work of art in the age of its technological reproducibility. ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಈಗ ಸಯಾಮಿಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟೋದು ಬೇರೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಥರನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹುಟ್ಟೋದು ಬೇರೆ. If at all you produce the same children through bottle babies, it's a technological reproducibility. We write something, It's writing, creative. It is very, very, very creative. Every time when write, we write in a different manner. But if you get the same writing, your writing hands, your manuscript or handwriting, Xerox, when you get Xerox, if you take 100 Xerox, 200 Xerox, 1000 Xerox, there will not be any change in the Xerox copy. Okay? Then he is trying to explain you what is the influence of this Xeroxability, this producibility on the original work. ಒಂದು ಮೂಲ ಕೃತಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸೃಜನ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳು ಆಗ್ತವೆ. Yesterday I was talking about cinema serial, TV serials. TV serial, nowadays you will do single serial, but you will get all 39 versions. ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸೀರಿಯಲನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಆದರೆ 39 ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ. ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅದು ಮುಗ್ಧ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ನೋಸೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ a very successful movie or successful TV channel is produced by Rajasthanis, somewhere in the Rajasthan, somewhere in Himachal Pradesh, somewhere in the Kashmir. What will be there? Kashmiri dress code, Kashmiri kitchen style, Kashmiri homes, Kashmiri professions, Kashmiri mass and popularity. All the atmosphere around the production will be Kashmiri. But because of the producibility, because of the marketing, what you are doing, you are just dubbing it into Kannada. When it comes, human beings are there, but the total nature is different. Their style of argument is different. Subjects are different. But producibility, market has made it possible. And that's how it enters into Kannada. And it starts influencing Kannada culture. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಧಾರಾವಾಹಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡುವ ರೀತಿಗೂ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ತಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಆವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸಗಳು ಇಂಥವುಗಳನ್ನು. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ Walter Benjamin was discussing about reproducibility, ಅವನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವ very important example is from the field of art. You know very well, we had a great artist in Karnataka. He lived in the court of King of Mysore, Raja Ravi Varma. Ravi Varma's paintings were once made by Ravi Varma. But now producibility has made possible that all of us, we have photos of Ravi Varma.